Zero Mile is a Terminus Media production. If you would like to know more about Terminus Media, please head on over to terminusmedia.com. Now, on with your show.
Hi, welcome to Zero Mile, your final stop in Atlanta's geek culture. I'm your host, Kelly McDaniel, and these are my co-hosts.
Zonka Fielding.
And I'm Chris Cowan.
Already
Why are we laughing?
Already with the giggle fits here, Zonka.
Anyway, we are here to talk to you about the movie news of the week, so let's see what pulled into the station. I'm going to start off with saying that I saw Trainspotting 2 on Wednesday, and it was really good. I know it's kind of a niche thing and not, it's definitely a cult film, so hopefully there are some viewers out there who love it. The original was in 1986, directed by Danny Boyle, and this one is also directed by Danny Boyle. And both of these movies are based off the John Hodges novels Trainspotting and Porno. And it has the entire cast back together. Ewan McGregor, Edwin Beamer, Johnny Lee Miller, Robert Carlyle, and Kelly MacDonald as the main characters. Although really Kelly MacDonald, since her character has her life together, she's in it very, very little. Without spoiling too much, I would say this is it feels a little bit more lighthearted than Trainspotting 1, but still has very heavy topics and very heavy drug use, which is not pretty and not fun. But I would call this the Scottish King of the Hill with Robert Carlyle. Scottish King of the Hill.
What?
Thank you. And I would definitely call Robert Carlyle, who was my favorite character in this, and he's not exactly a baddie, but he's kind of the antagonist. He's totally Dale from King of the Hill, but also Scottish.
I just have this weird vision now of like some Scottish guy singing around. It's like, I sell heroin and heroin accessories.
Maybe. That would be spoiling too much.
Somebody brings up charcoal and he just goes off on a rant.
That's spoiling things. I can't spoil things, Chris. But definitely, if you are a fan of Trainspotting, definitely go see this movie. And even if you aren't, honestly, I think you could watch it without seeing Trainspotting 1. They give a lot of flashbacks with Danny Boyle cinematography style. And obviously, there's a great soundtrack. And it's really fun. And it's basically out in theaters now, so go see it.
It's one of those ubiquitous 90s movies I did not catch when I was growing up in the 90s.
So good.
I did see Empire Records, though, so
Empire
I don't have to
Records.
I don't have to hand back my 90s kids card yet.
Maybe. We'll test you one day. All right. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's on me. And what I got that pulled into the station is, of course, Venom. You know,
Topher Grace is here?
Yes, he's literally in the station right now.
Awesome.
Doing absolutely nothing like in the Spider-Man movies.
Ooh,
Anywho,
sick burn.
no, this is more or less about the film that's slated for a October 5th, 2018 release by Sony. They are apparently going forward with the movie that's been in production for about like maybe 10 to 15 years. This will also take place in its own universe.
So it's not a part of the Marvel, even though most Sony movies aren't part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's not even a part of the Marvel Universe.
No, it's not a part of that. It's going to be its own separate thing. It's separate from The Amazing Spider-Man, it's separate from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, it's separate from...
But it's not set up in Spider-Man's universe, which therefore literally doesn't really... It gives the name Venom, it is not the character Venom.
I know, Spider-Man may be there, but not maybe mentioned.
Okay, so it is set in the universe.
Yes,
that's
but
what I'm trying
it's in
to
its
figure...
own thing instead of like a cinematic universe.
What I'm saying, though, it is in the Marvel universe. It's not...
Yes, it's Venom.
But,
it's a standalone. It's not. They're not going to try to tie it into the larger, like, expanded Marvel universe with the weird addition of Spider-Man.
That's what I'm trying to make clear, because when you're all like, no, it's not, and it's like...
Yeah, it's in its own thing. It's its own film.
Yes, it's a standalone film in the Marvel... Okay, in the Marvel universe. Anyway, moving on about Venom.
Oh, yes.
Do you have any other new news about Venom?
Oh, yes. The producers are, of course, Avi Arad and Matt Tomac. They produced previous Spider-Man movies for Sony before, as well as It was in the slot with the solo Aquaman film, but it was pushed back, I guess.
Well, do they have a script? Do they have any leads? Like, it makes sense for them to push it back if they don't have anything.
Of course. Well, they haven't had anything for ages.
It's true.
Like,
yeah.
I've been through high school and college, I think, twice.
You went to high school twice?
No, college. Twice.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes you just want to go back.
Yeah.
Well,
Of course, Dante Harper of Edge of Tomorrow fame is penning the script.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll never say never. They might be able to do something decent with it. They've been sitting on it for a while, but Sony really does not care about the audience unless you are handing them money. They only care about that, dollar bills, y'all. So they don't care any other way, and they're probably only trying to make this movie to keep the character right to Venom, who would be a really great villain. I mean, the alien has a tragic backstory. It is filled with rage and just leaps on to a person and is able to express its rage by feeding essentially off them. So
well, it feeds off of the emotion of its, of course, host.
Yeah.
But since Sony does not own the rights to the Fantastic Four, if you're familiar with the comic of the symbiote, the planet that it's from, the Silver Surfer, Herald of Galactus, flew there, and then the Galactus ate that planet.
They did some extra stuff. The Venom was briefly in the Guardians of the Galaxy in the comic books, and they did a whole weird origin of the symbiotes thing, and they were like, "Well, this one's an aberrant version of our race. We're actually really benevolent people, but he's just mad."
It was she.
It was a she.
She's mad. She's very angry, with good reason though. I mean, her planet was eaten.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't believe, without being able to do a backstory, having a main film focused on a villain is going to do well. So with them not being able to have certain characters within the movie, it's going to be tough.
I mean, it's Sony. They can still use Spider-Man and any of the
they can use
associated
Spider-Man, but they can't use
properties.
Silver Surfer. They can't use anything to really show the backstory because I think Herald of the Galactus is like Marvel, is with Marvel Studios and Disney. So this is going to be tough and interesting to see. I don't want to ever say never, but I kind of just feel like this is probably going to fizzle out and die before it ever hits production.
This just, to me, kind of reeks of the desperation of we don't want to lose. This is going to be the Roger Corman Fantastic Four film of Sony's.
Yeah,
probably. More than likely. Well, hopefully this won't be the case, especially because it looks really awesome. But for Lionsgate, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is about to come out, and they have released their last trailer before the movie drops. And it's pretty awesome. It definitely gives you what everybody's kind of been asking for, which is more action shots, more shots of the CGI. We finally saw Bryan Cranston's Zordon. We finally saw Alpha 5 in action, actually animated and talking. And it, as much as I have been begrudgingly upset with it, and I still am on a certain level, because to me it feels like Chronicle. From what I saw from the last trailer, it actually made it sound like it is the Power Rangers updated with a movie budget, and actually trying to make it not as cheesy, and that might actually be something decent.
I feel like that hurts its appeal, though.
Yeah, and that I feel like is probably it's going to be its downfall. Is people are going to go, what is this?
All I have to say is, as long as they got a power in the force to even up the score, I might enjoy it.
I'm just going to take off my microphone and leaving the room.
Then do it.
Well, anyway, in the last trailer, they don't really give you a whole lot of the plot. They do give you a little bit more. So now you know, the teenagers don't really hang out as much. The teenagers with attitude don't really hang out as much. I really hope Bryan Cranston says that. I hope he says that so bad. But, they don't really hang out as much. And I guess they go to, the Saturday school for some reason. And through some adventure after Saturday school, they find the power coins and become superheroes. And, you know, we've seen Jason's dad be really upset with him, having to go to the school, very Breakfast Club-esque start.
Breakfast Club.
Super breakfast friends.
Super breakfast friends.
But we're the super breakfast.
Secret identities. Anyway, so, you know, and it's interesting, like, you know, you see Becky G talking to her mom, telling her siblings that she has superpowers. Her mom asked her to pee in a cup, which I thought was really funny. So you know, and just looking at the CGI work, looking at the cinematography from the little bits and pieces from the trailer, it doesn't look that bad, from what I can see. These also could just be the best shots and the best jokes in the whole film, tied up together. So
because that's what they do with trailers. I'm just sick of them taking things from my childhood and like just vomiting them forth
were the Power
onto the big
Rangers
screen.
part of your childhood, Chris?
The latter part of my childhood.
Were they?
Yeah.
Mm.
I was not a legal adult at the time that the Power Rangers came out. All right, I can still claim that to be part of my childhood.
Okay.
Interesting.
In
Yeah.
fact, I think if I look hard enough in the house, there is a white tiger Zord somewhere in my basement.
I had a Power Rangers tea set that turned purple when you put cold liquids in it.
What? That's not even like a color until
Well,
way later.
okay, this did come out like, if you know anything about, I'll get off on a tangent. We'll talk about it later, but it totally makes sense.
Okay.
Anyway.
So.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's my turn. Speaking of
We were
weird
engrossed in the Power Rangers.
Speaking of
Stronger than before.
stuff from when I was, you know, a child, or just hitting legal adulthood, being brought back by Hollywood, The Matrix, which has been rumored to be sort of rebooted, rehashed. Zach Penn has basically come out straight flat out on Twitter and said, not a reboot, just an expansion of the Matrix property, so it's going to be more something like the Animatrix, where they take some stories set within the Matrix universe, put it out. They may be trying to kickstart some new thing, or because it's not really going to be a sequel.
New or
sequel new.
Making sure.
Expanding.
I mean, if they
Matrix the expanded universe.
I mean, if they put Kevin Bacon in it, maybe there will be nudity because it's Kevin
Kevin
Bacon,
Bacon.
and that's what he does.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And Tremors?
Yeah. Kevin Bacon loves
Deleted scenes.
He loves hanging on. And anyway, he had a great bit about where the last Infinity Stone could be located. Anyway, so it's going to be an expansion. So I hopefully it's not a direct sequel because it doesn't need a direct sequel.
No.
But it would be nice to see some other stuff, or maybe even. I actually wouldn't mind seeing a Matrix prequel. Like I liked the thing they had in the Animatrix of kind of how the robots decided to kill off all the humans. I think it might be fun, although it could wind up kind of like the weird Planet of the Apes prequels. Anyway, that's a gamble I might be willing to take for once.
Well, I mean,
But would you buy that for $1?
Hopefully it'll be good enough to make me want to slap my mama.
That's really mean, Chris.
Have you? RoboCop, alright.
Well, I mean, I think it would.
Why do you
the
hate
Matrix-
humor? That's the bigger question. Why do you hate
Where do you
humor?
hate fun?
I feel like it plays off better when I'm the straight man. Because, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Zonga and I do catch the giggles occasionally.
Anyway.
Alright, who else has some movie news?
I have one last thing. It's kind of really more of a speculation, so I'm going to ask it as a question. Since the Batman got pushed back due to its many numerous woes that we've seen in the media, there is an open slot for release, for like a release section in the WB schedule, and a lot of people are speculating what they want. Like, which DC movie will they pit against everything else in this slot? I'm kind of thinking that they might finally push through with more stuff on Gotham City Sirens. But I don't quite know. So, what are y'all's thoughts? And we'll try and get back to mine because I do kind of want to see who you guys think would make a good Catwoman. Because you have to have Catwoman for Gotham City Sirens.
Betty White.
Betty White.
I want her to be in like the old grizzled mentor role. Just, kind of like Rip Torn was in Dodgeball. So I just imagine Betty White in a wheelchair with just the Catwoman mask on. If you can dodge a wrench...
Is she still a romantic interest for Ben Affleck's Batman?
Always.
Awesome.
Always.
Okay, great.
And she'll be like, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a batarang, and then just chuck something at someone's face.
Pretty great. And of course, we're also going to go off on the Megan Fox is Poison Ivy, since that was the last casting rumor that didn't come into fruition. It was just Megan Fox really wants to be Poison Ivy for this.
I mean, she could just dress up as Poison Ivy and go to like Comic-Con.
Yeah.
She might do it. Yeah. You don't know.
It's what Maitland Ward does,
Yeah. Anyway.
So, your thoughts?
My thoughts? That movie, well, as far as Catwoman goes, I'm completely unsure other than Halle Berry with the soundtrack and everything. She brings the soundtrack with her and the stunt double. But, my question is, why won't DC make a Plastic Man movie?
Maybe that's what they'll do. They'll just have a guerrilla style Plastic Man movie, just put it up.
I think it's because DC doesn't treat characters they inherited or absorbed from other companies well.
Plastic Man's been really good in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but if you compare him to Plastic Man was not originally from a DC book. Like, it was from one of their competitors that they absorbed. And if you look at how they stack them,
he's going to be in the Justice League movie.
Yep.
Yeah. But he'll never beat Superman in a fight.
Yes. What?
That we know of, guys.
We'll have this discussion sometime later.
Yeah, we'll definitely put it for an off the rails.
Off the rails, just off the rails.
I don't have my water bottle right now, Chris, but you gotta calm down. I am kind of with you on Saga. I don't really have an idea. Definitely not Halle Berry. Kind of feeling Betty White. Maybe. No, I'm gonna keep it to myself. Anyway,
no, you gotta tell us now.
Yeah,
you have to tell us now.
That's not how it works.
I was thinking maybe Julie Newmar, since she has been doing a lot of voiceover work for 1960s Catwoman for the animated DC movies, and she's pretty svelte for someone as old as she is. Don't mean that in a bad way, Julie Newmar. You look great. But I feel like, because the issue is of course Ben Affleck would be eaten whole with any kind of strong actress character type. Like,
I feel like Ben Affleck can hold his own against a decent.
His Batman cannot hold. Like, with the way he's been playing Batman, it's not possible. Like, if we put Michelle Pfeiffer back in that role, which I totally am down for, she'd literally eat him alive. Like his face and eat him
lower jaw and just...
Well, see, like, all right. Well, you know how,
snake.
like a snake. But, like, her licking Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton can totally handle it. He's cool with that. I feel like even Ben Affleck would probably be like, what are you doing? Stop. So...
They're going to have to go through... It's
not Matt Damon doing it.
Yeah, so it's really weird. So, anyway, that's what I was thinking, but...
Yeah,
it's not as funny as Betty White. So
yeah. I mean, they're going to have to run down a list of, like... Okay. What actress in a catsuit is going to sell well versus what actress in a catsuit is actually going to be able to play, and they're going to have to cross-reference those lists and find the few names that match and then hope that they'll accept that role.
Yeah.
Which means only Halle Berry. Anyway, you can catch me on Instagram at KMcDaniel28 and on Twitter at GirlFridayCause. Where can we catch you guys?
Yeah, you can catch me at Zonga Audio.
All right, you can catch me on Twitter at Mutant Biscuit.
And I definitely want to hear your answers, so please put them in the comments below on who you think could be the best Catwoman for Gotham City Sirens. And if you have any questions or ideas that you would like us to talk about, please send us an email at 0mile@terminusmedia.com. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. We will see you very soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.